What if I told you a group of highly intelligent people made a decision so bad it cost lives? It sounds like a contradiction. We're taught that a brain trust of experts is the ultimate safeguard against error. But history tells a darker story. From the frozen O-rings of the Challenger shuttle to the disastrous invasion of the Bay of Pigs, the greatest catastrophes of the last century weren't caused by ignorance. They were engineered by brilliance. In a vacuum, these individuals were geniuses. But inside a group, they became blind. This is the phenomenon of groupthink, a psychological parasite that feeds on harmony and kills critical thought. Today, on EDITH Mind, we deconstruct the mechanics of collective stupidity. We're going to find out why, when everyone is thinking alike, nobody is thinking at all. On a freezing morning in 1986, NASA launched the Challenger. Engineers knew the rubber O-rings might fail in the cold. They tried to speak up, but the pressure from the top was immense. We have a schedule to keep. In the meeting before the launch, the vice president of engineering was told to take off your engineering hat and put on your management hat. The psychological breakdown. This is the first pillar of groupthink. Direct pressure. When the group prioritizes a deadline or a goal over the truth, dissenting voices are treated as obstacles rather than assets. They didn't ignore the data because they were dumb. They ignored it because the collective momentum was too strong to stop. Dr. Irving Janis, the man who coined the term groupthink, identified 8 symptoms. Let's break down the 3 most dangerous ones. 1. The illusion of invulnerability. The group starts to believe they can do no wrong. We are NASA. We are the best. Nothing can fail. This overconfidence breeds a reckless disregard for risks. 2. Self-censorship. This is the doubt suppressor. You have a nagging feeling that the plan is flawed, but you look around and see everyone else nodding. You think, if they aren't worried, maybe I'm just being paranoid. So, you swallow your words. 3. The mind guards. Every group has a self-appointed mind guard. This person protects the leader from dissenting information. They pull you aside and say, "Don't bring that up in the meeting. It'll just upset the boss." In groupthink, the leader is the gravitational pull. If a leader expresses their opinion first, the group is already dead. Why? Because of hierarchical obedience. Our brains are evolutionarily tuned to follow the alpha. When the leader speaks, the subordinates subconsciously start looking for evidence to support the leader rather than analyzing the facts. This creates a false consensus. The leader looks around the room, sees everyone agreeing, and thinks, "Wow, we are all on the same page." In reality, half the room is terrified of being the lone voice of dissent. In 1961, President JFK and his cabinet, the best and the brightest, authorized an invasion of Cuba. It was a logistical nightmare. It was destined to fail. Arthur Schlesinger, a member of that cabinet, later said he felt a hollow in the pit of his stomach during the meetings. He knew it was a bad idea, but he didn't speak up. He didn't want to break the vibe of the new administration's confidence. This is the tragedy of cohesion. The more the group likes each other, the more they fear hurting each other's feelings by being the bearer of bad news. They would rather fail together than succeed by being difficult. Groupthink isn't just for governments. It's the reason billion-dollar companies like Blockbuster or Nokia collapsed. When a company becomes too successful, they stop hiring troublemakers. They hire culture fits. But culture fit is often just a code word for someone who won't argue with me. Without a devil's advocate, the company becomes an echo chamber. They ignore the changing market because the group has decided that their current path is the only path. How do you stop this? JFK learned from his mistake. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, he intentionally left the room so his advisors wouldn't be influenced by his presence. He invited outside experts who had no loyalty to the group. To save a group from stupidity, you must reward dissent. You must assign a professional skeptic to every meeting whose only job is to find the flaws in the plan. Groupthink is a survival instinct that no longer serves us. It's the ancient urge to belong, overriding the modern need to be correct. Remember, the most dangerous phrase in any language is, "But everyone else is doing it." True intelligence requires the courage to be the only person in the room who says, "I think we are making a mistake." Protect your dissent. Guard your independence. If you've ever felt the pressure to stay silent in a meeting, you've experienced the first stage of groupthink. Share your story in the comments. Subscribe to EDITH Mind to keep your thinking sharp. Stay aware. Stay intelligent.